For centuries, we've treated the human body as a biological machine. In this classic model, muscles act as pulleys, bones function as rigid levers, and every part exists in its own isolated compartment. If your shoulder hurts, the logic suggests the problem must be localized to that specific joint. But this mechanical model hits a wall when confronted with everyday physical realities. It fails to explain how rolling a massage ball under the arch of your foot can instantly release chronic tension radiating through your neck and jaw. Pulleys and levers are incapable of that kind of systemic connectivity. This paradox extends to ancient movement practices like yoga. When a practitioner moves through deep, sweeping postures, they frequently report profound system-wide relief. If we were truly just a stack of disconnected parts, macro-level physical movements would have no way to trigger holistic healing. The machine metaphor has reached its limit. To understand how the human body regulates and repairs itself, we have to look past isolated muscles and identify the specific system that weaves them all together. Beneath the skin lies the fascia, a continuous uninterrupted web of connective tissue wrapping and penetrating every muscle, bone, and organ from head to toe. This diagram illustrates anatomy trains developed by somatic educator Thomas Myers. It maps how muscle and fascia form unified longitudinal bands. Notice the continuous track running from the sole of the foot straight up to the scalp. The structure is physically integrated. These continuous bands are held under constant balance tension by the rigid bones pushing outward against them. Biologists and structural engineers refer to this architectural system as biotensegrity or tensional integrity. The human body functions as a single interconnected fabric, a living matrix rather than a collection of separate biological parts. At the microscopic level, this fascial web is composed of organized collagen fibers suspended in a highly hydrated fluid. It behaves as a liquid crystalline structure. Biophysicist James Oschman observed that this crystal-like lattice provides structural support while simultaneously functioning as a high-speed biological semiconductor. Because of its high water content and orderly collagen structure, the fascia acts as a body-wide electronic circuit capable of transmitting bioinformation at near light speed. This conductivity becomes crucial when we move. When bone, cartilage, or collagen is physically compressed or bent, it generates a minute electrical charge, a phenomenon known as the piezoelectric effect. Physical movement converts directly into bioelectrical data. Every stretch, compression, or bend generates an electrical signal that broadcasts through the entire fascial network for the rest of the body to read. We can observe this high-speed network in action through a simple yoga posture. When a person hinges forward at the hips to touch their toes, they are initiating a mechanical pull that propagates across the entire system. The mechanical tension doesn't isolate in the hamstrings. Following the superficial backline, the pull travels continuously from the plantar fascia on the bottom of the foot, up the back of the legs, over the sacrum, and all the way to the scalp. If the practitioner transitions into a twisting posture, rotational forces activate a different pathway. This diagram maps the spiral band which wraps around the torso in a crisscrossing pattern to distribute rotational torque efficiently throughout the frame. Finally, in a back bend, tension shifts to the front band. This track runs vertically from the toes up to center line, transmitting mechanical pull deep into the layers surrounding the visceral organs. During these movements, a singular force is never absorbed by a single muscle group. The fascial web ensures that mechanical tension is distributed and communicated to the entire organism instantly. To find the end point of this signal, we have to follow the physical tension down to the surface of a single cell. This diagram illustrates a process called mechanotransduction. On the left, the collagen fibers of the extracellular matrix physically connect to the cell membrane through specialized anchor proteins called integrins. When the surrounding fascia stretches, it pulls directly on these receptors. That physical tug triggers an immediate response. Following the arrow to the right, a stress wave propagates through the cell's interior skeleton and into the nucleus. This mechanical vibration can alter how DNA is expressed, physically commanding the cell to change its behavior. Every stretch is a biological instruction. It directs cells to lay down new bone, signals fibroblasts to remodel tissue, and can even command the body to halt local inflammation based entirely on structural cues. When we step back, the biophysics aligns with ancient observations. If you overlay modern maps of myofascial force transmission with traditional charts of energetic pathways, you find a striking structural overlap between these systems. This reveals why mindful movement is such an effective tool for health. By adjusting the body's geometry through specific postures, we are consciously engaging the biophysical signal pathways that regulate tissue repair and cellular function. Through this mechanical biological coupling, we can restore our internal tensional integrity. A balanced fascial network absorbs physical shock safely, disperses mechanical stress, and helps self-regulate the autonomic nervous system. When those pathways are clear and hydrated, the human form operates as a beautifully integrated network, pulsing with an unobstructed flow of information. We are not biological machines constructed from separate parts. Every step, every bend, and every stretch is a body-wide cellular signal echoing through a singular living matrix.